Hi there, Emily Stamets here. Today we are looking at a circular cast on. It's a crochet cast on for either a hat, a top-down hat, or as in my particular current situation, a circular shawl that starts in the center. So I have my ball of yarn, I have my crochet hook, I have my double pointed needles ready to go. I'm gonna first we cast our stitches onto the crochet hook, then we transfer them to the DPNs. This is my tail end of my yarn. My working end is going off here to the left, tail end to the right, working to the left. I'm gonna use my left index finger here. I'm gonna take my yarn, I'm gonna come in front of my hand, and I'm gonna wrap that yarn twice around my index finger. The tail end comes off here to the right, the working yarn is off here to the left, and I have 2 loops on my finger. So I'll show you that again because it is actually easier to go fast. Coming in front of my hand and looping twice around that index finger. Tail end to the right, working yarn to the left. Crochet hook. This first stitch is always the trickiest, so bear with me here. I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to slip it under that first loop. I'm going to grab the working yarn, which is the second loop, and I'm going to pull that under. Now I'm going to grab my working yarn again, and I'm going to pull it through that first loop that I just made. That's my first stitch, so that's 1 stitch cast on. Now I'm going to come in front of all of that work, go under the first loop again, grab the working yarn and pull it under. Then I'm going to grab my working yarn again, and I'm going to pull it through that loop I just made. 2 stitches cast on. Come in front of all of that, go through the first loop, grab the working yarn, pull it under, grab the working yarn, and pull it through. 3 stitches. Under the first loop, grab it, pull it through, grab the working yarn over the first loop, pull it through, 4 stitches. Under the first loop to grab the working yarn, pull it under, then over the first loop to grab the working yarn again and pull it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab it and grab it again and pull it through. And you can see I'm kind of like using my thumb to hold that stitch down. That just makes it easier for me to get this big fat chunky crochet hook through there. And my last stitch, pull that through, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches cast onto my crochet hook ready to go. Now we need to transfer them to our double pointed needle. Sometimes I actually prefer to do this with a crochet hook that does not have this big chunky handle because it's then easy to kind of slide it off the back end of your crochet hook. But we're here now, so I'm just going to slide each of these stitches without twisting them to my DPN off of the crochet hook. So I'm kind of lifting it up and over the hook there, up and over, up and over, and last one up and over. So now I have 7 stitches cast on onto my first DPN. I'm going to take these stitches and split them across the rest of my DPNs so I can work in the round for a bit. And then once I have a couple inches of work done, I can come back here and just pull. So this is my tail end, and I can just pull that tail end and snug all of those stitches up really well. Because what this has done is it's given us a loop that goes all the way through all 7 of those stitches. So it's kind of like what you would do if you were casting off or binding off a circular closure. You would weave your yarn through all of the remaining stitches and pull it tight. This lets you do that from the beginning. So you grab the tail end, pull it through, it cinches it up nice and tight. You can weave that end in, or you can even knot it at that point because it, depends on your preference. But in any case, here we are with all of the stitches that we need ready to work and place onto those DPNs. So that is it. That is the circular crochet cast on for a top-down hat or a center out circular shawl. Happy knitting!